big lads, strong lads,
hard running.
Look at where they are.
Intelligent too.
Look at where they are. 2-1 over Honduras, and of course the other game, Mexico 1-1 at full time with Brazil, but then it went into marathon shootout. Every player on the pitch had a chance from the penalty spot. Only 2 missed from that spot.
It's much tighter. It's the latter stages of the competition. So we won't be seeing the 6-1, 7-0 scorelines.
I'm not sure at this level of football you'll find a marathon shootout like this in a long time.
I think the last one that happened was in 2005, Nigeria against Holland. The under 20.
That's under 20.
Under
I'm talking about under 17.
We don't usually see
shootouts in under 17.
Actually advanced. That shows you the quality of the two teams.
Defending champions and 3-time champions.
And 3 times champions.
All right. But tomorrow is a big one for us. All eyes on Manu Garba and his boys up against South American challengers, Uruguay. That's not going to be easy.
No.
And then Africa again against South America. Tomorrow is a classic case of Africa against South America. So who will carry the day? Africa against South America, Nigeria against Uruguay. Then Africa against South America again, Cote d'Ivoire against Argentina. Big test for the top 2 in Africa. Big test. But I'm sure the Africans should have enough in their tank to scale these hurdles.
Well, optimism is one of the cheapest commodities you can buy on the market. It's very free. But for the Uruguayans, one has to give them plenty of respect. And the Argentines too. Typical South American team, well coached, plenty of flair, ability in abundance as well. The Uruguayans too, they were runners-up in the last edition. It is a different team entirely. They intend to go one better by probably winning it as well. Manu Garba and his team have been absolutely brilliant so far. Some people are saying that this might be their first real test. I disagree. I thought against Sweden
that was a test.
That was a magnificent test. They showed plenty of character coming back from 2 goals down to force a 3-3 draw. So against the Uruguayans, it will be much more difficult. But I'm just hoping that this team, we've not heard the last from them yet. If they bow at this stage, for me it's been a fantastic tournament. I've seen what I want to see. I can see 5 players who have a feature, at least a minimum of 5 who have a feature. Cote d'Ivoire and Argentina as well. Another very interesting game. South American champions and African champions as well. Interesting too, but I can't call that one. I'm sorry.
It's 50-50.
I can't call that one.
It's 50-50.
Anyway,
where are you putting your money? Africa, South America?
I will definitely have to go for an African country, Nigerian especially. But I would say I have not been totally convinced by the Nigerian defensive line. We watched them against Sweden, and I mean it's ironic.
It improved after the Sweden game.
Yeah,
it also improved after the Sweden game.
The problem of this team is this: even if they are to score 10 goals, they will still concede 1. Now there comes a time when you keep on conceding. Yes,
they only kept the clean sheet against Iran.
When you keep on conceding these odd goals, it sometimes comes back so hurts you. And then the team lost a little bit of spark owing to the injury to Isaac Success. Now, Awoni has come in. Credit to him. He has done very well. His hold-up play has been brilliant. He has improved as the tournament progresses. But then one thing still remains missing in his play: the finishing. Composure in front of goal. Composure in front of goal. He doesn't have that, and that has meant that
he's gentleman. He's 16 years old, for God's sake.
No, but he's not a professional. He's not. But what we actually say is
that's what I see at this level.
You can't have it all.
Yes.
Let's see the potential. Now we can hold the
naivety at this level.
At this level.
Let's see the naivety. But yes, he needs to become in front of goal. But that's why it's developmental. He has done so well in this tournament so far, holding up play, bringing the other strikers
to play. I think that is something different he brings to the team.
He got a crucial goal against Sweden, don't forget as well.
Yeah. So
the equalizer.
Let's hope that tomorrow brings something fresh.
And I think the absence of Isaac Success have more or less liberated Musa Yahya. This was a young boy I watched in Kaduna some 2-3 years ago from a school tournament, and actually tipped him for a bright future. But playing with Isaac Success in the very team, it means he has to.
Because he was given around Isaac Success,
and he was given a restricted role.
It could be a blessing in disguise that Isaac Success is not here because the team now plays
many of them.
Yes. He's absolutely have not brought Musa Yahya to the fore.
Everybody brings everybody to play.
So
it could be a blessing in disguise. But if Isaac does come back, it's a big plus for us. It's big, strong.
Medically, we heard that he might be ready for the semi-finals and the finals.
The boy is just intelligent. His goal against Sweden was one of the best I've seen.
You will ever see at that level.
No,
on a half volume.
Honestly, this year, because the technique, the timing for that kind of finish, it only shows a person with a higher footballing brain who can put that kind of chance away. So, Isaac Success, I hope he has a very big future.
All right. Let's wish the Golden Eaglets the very best of luck. Take out Uruguay. Take it one game at a time. At this stage of football, it's one game at a time. We wish them all the best of luck. But let's go quickly. Let's come back to Africa from Dubai. Let's come back to Africa and talk about the CAF Champions League. Let's take you to South Africa and talk about the first leg of the final of the CAF Champions League. Orlando Pirates. They call them the happy people. They are up against
The Buccaneers?
They are up against El Ahly, that they call the queen of African football.
Royalty.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't get any
El
bigger
This
on
is
the
a
African continent.
massive.
7-time African champions. Against Orlando Pirates, who have only won
They
the
have been
title
in finals
in 1995.
9 times. They
Nine
won it
times.
7
7
times.
I mean, that tells you everything. This is Africa's club of the century, without a shade of doubt. And it's going to be an interesting game. Already, Roger Desar, coach of Orlando Pirates, is already a bit, he's a bit scared because he's saying he puts them at a disadvantage having to play the first leg at home. Some people disagree. If you win the first leg 5-0, there's no disadvantage in
finish
that.
the game.
Just ask Ghana against Egypt the other day. So, but Al Ahly have some problems as well. Goalkeeper Ashraf Akram is a big worry. He has been injured ever since that 6-1 pasting Egypt received in Kumasi at the hands of Ghana as well. There's also another very key midfielder missing as well. But for the Orlando Pirates team, full house, everybody, clean bill of health, Lennox Barcella, all of them. And they are really thinking that, maybe they can just reenact that 3-0 win in the group stage.
That's what I was coming to. Mohamed, they've played 2 times already this season.
Yeah.
El Ahly didn't score in any of those 2 games. Pirates scored 3-0 in the first leg in Cairo, played out a goalless draw at the Orlando Stadium. So they've met before. But the interesting thing, the intriguing thing about playing a team 2 times in one tournament is that it could be very tricky. That's why, I mean, Orlando Pirates should be wary. Meeting El Ahly again after beating them 3-0 is always difficult playing the same team 2 times in a competition, particularly when you play at an earlier round and you are playing in a final.
Now, you see, Tony, let me just sum it up this way. There's a form is temporary, but class is permanent. When we talk football, that should always be paramount on our minds. When you look at the Orlando Pirates team, they are in the form of their life at the moment. They are playing very fantastic.
The best football
they are playing their best football you can watch. But then that class still remains with Al Ahly. And when form fails to deliver you, class will definitely deliver you.
They didn't play any league last year, Mohamed, and they won the Champions League.
Something
has happened again this year. No league football in Egypt.
That tells
but
you
this
a lot
team has
about
been
them.
able to.
They have the class, they have the pedigree, they have the. I mean, and then when you look at the personnel behind this Al Ahly team, aging, yes, they are. They're actually very aged. Their age. It's no more what you can actually call the footballing age, meaning when you can drive them
football
to the line.
intelligence.
I mean, while Goma is 37.
37.
And he's still central defender for Egyptian national team.
But that was the springboard on which the Ghanaian team actually used. They were very pacey, they were aggressive, and they were direct.
And I think what Pirates need going into tomorrow's first leg game is play without fear and play a normal game, open up.
Tell you are missing something.
Pace.
You're missing something. Pirates daily need to keep a clean sheet.
They need to keep it.
They need to keep a clean sheet.
And they need to score. But there's a problem. They always play with one striker. That is Orlando Pirates. So what do they? They are now in a quandary. Do they play with 2 up front or 3 and hope that they can
They play with a striker, but then they play with a lot of creative midfielders behind him. We'll get into scoring positions.
Okay.
So anyway, we're going to keep our eyes on that game and see how it pans out. A team that has played 2 times already this season, and both games very difficult games. Let's see what they bring to the party. But let's come back home and talk about the Lagos Junior League, week 4 of the Premier Division. We talked about the Lagos Junior League the other week. They have a Premier Division, they have a First Division, they have a Second Division, like a normal league system in Nigeria. The Premier Division is the one we're focusing on sports tonight. Week 4 fixtures this weekend. Etiosha East will be taking on Uriade. Lagos Island will be taking on Odi Olowo. Apapa Igomo will be taking on Surulere. Apapa Golden Stars will be taking on Itire Ikate. Koshofe will be taking on Ajeromi. Lagos Island East will be taking on Onigbongo. These are some of the fixtures shown on your screen. Mushin against Motion Okunla. We have Oshodi Isolo against Ifako Ijaye. Lagos Mainland will be taking on Agege Giants. Ojo will be taking on Imota.
Oh, Imota.
So, Imota. I almost got it. Imota.
Imota.
Okay, all right.
As in immortality.
Immortality. But just cut the liti out of it.
Yes, exactly.
All right. So these are the fixtures for Lagos Junior League week 4. I want to personally urge you to go and watch Lagos Junior League games. Let me tell you the reason why. Some players in the Golden Eagles that we're seeing,